Hey, my name is Felix, and I wanted to give you just a couple of ideas that I use whenever I'm building a base in Subnautica. Starting with this kind of bare bones bridge that is connecting these two multi-purpose rooms, I want to start with the idea of adding more structural integrity. I know it sounds kind of weird, we're in Subnautica in a futuristic world, but ironically, you have to suspend your disbelief to make sense of how Subnautica's bases work, but I need to revert that in order to add a bit more realism back into the base. Feels like it's already giving this bridge just an extra layer of depth, and also a good place to hide some reinforcements if you do need extra hull integrity. Now, as you can see, the main bridge itself is still pretty blank and a little boring, so another idea I like to use is finding ways to break up the monotony. So, time to add some variation in order to make the bridge feel just a bit more unique. And with this, I don't even mean just changing what the whole bridge is made from, because I feel like a lot of people would then entirely make the bridge out of glass, and then you get into that problem again where it's kind of boring and pretty blank because now you just have all glass. So I'm going to show you two different ways you can kind of vary up using the normal tubes and the glass tubes, just to give us something a bit different rather than one whole long boring tube. And I would like to say that the variations also play a huge part into that idea of structural integrity again, because now instead of one huge long glass tube, I can add in these normal tubes that provide a bit more support and make it look like there's actually something to support all this glass, and it probably won't implode under the ocean. And so, my last piece of advice for you all in building Subnautica bases is to add some depth, and in order to do that, I want you to not be afraid to experiment. As you can see, there aren't that many things to build with in Subnautica. You got some tubes and some rooms, and really that's it. And so the idea is that not every single room or piece that you build has to be functional or even has to be accessible from the inside of the base. A lot of times I'll be building extra pieces on the outside of the base, which gives the base a lot more depth and makes it feel a lot less like a huge skeleton or just a framework. And personally, I think it just gives you a little bit more to work with, and yeah, will make the base a lot more interesting. And there we go. What started with a pretty simple tube, pretty basic and boring, you probably could have just thrown some windows on it and called it a day. Now we've turned it into a full bridge with a lot of structural integrity, a lot of depth, and by adding the last bits of variation, I think it just makes the whole structure a lot more distinct and definitely a bit more compelling. Anyways, I hope you find some sort of inspiration. Maybe you'll take something from these tips. Maybe you'll be like, that's pretty dumb. I don't know, but if you do want to see any of these tips actually in play, because I generally use it all the time when I build bases, you can check out my actual survival playthroughs base build on the left, or you can check out my huge Lava City mega base on the right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Felix. Catch you again next time. Bye.